How y'all doing? It's me again. I'm on a little bit of a movie review. You know, some of the movies that I've seen within this year. I know it's kind of late, but I like to always sum it all up. So I haven't got a chance to see a whole lot of movies, but a handful because I work a lot and spend time with my girl and my baby boy. So other than that, I try to catch a little free time. But I just wanted to talk about first X-Men First Class. And a little real disappointed in X-Men First Class. That was probably a movie that, the fight scenes and action scenes kind of held it together, and the plot was kind of iffy, I've been an X-Men fan since I was a little boy, and when you get into the comics and you revise everything, from what you take on as a kid, what you read in the comics, you put it all, and you kind of summarize it all up, and you expect some things to be like that. But I was not very happy with X-Men First Class. A couple reasons was the storyline was totally off of everything. Everybody knows, from true fanboys, and comic book fans, that Magneto and Professor Xavier have been friends since they were the teenagers. They were teenagers. And in this movie, they were only friends for like a couple months, like 2 months at the most. So that kind of threw everything off, and I don't think a lot of people caught. Well, some people did. People who really don't know much about X-Men. There was this movie's real depressing. it's real depressing to really get off. Cerebral. What were they thinking on Cerebral? They had the government build a machine that could search for unique people, but you would need a unique person to use it. How would they know that there's unique people out there to use this type of machine? You understand what I'm saying? It's very weird. Like, why would you build that machine looking for unique people when you need a unique person to use it? It's canceling itself out. Like, I don't get that. Charles and Eric built Cerebral so they could find more mutants and put them together, and utilize their powers, which X-Men do, but that was real blow. That was a real blow. I mean, if you go back and look at the movie and you see how they concepted the Cerebral idea with the CIA having it, how would you know what to look for? How would you honestly know what to look for? We just built this big old globe so we can just search out things, unanimously. I don't know. That part was a real hit. I caught that right away in the movie theaters, and I was like, that was a smack in the face for the true fans. A real smack in the face. And a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people's reviews and they liked it. A lot of people liked the movie, but I hate to go in the concept and get in the details and nitpick, but you can't miss that. You can't really miss that. You cannot miss that. And they kind of made Charles a little bit two-faced. When the kids were using their powers, everybody was testing out their, what they could do and showing off to each other. And they tear up the room. The windows is gone. And Charles comes in, tells his not his real sister. They made Mystique his live-in sister. You got to see the movie. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But he comes in and he's all like, I expected more of you. But early in the movie, he's using his powers to hit on women. Really, it's canceling itself out. I was real disappointed. And then the whole Scott Summers situation. They had Scott's big brother. I forgot his name. They had Scott's big brother in there. And if you kind of do the math between Scott and his big brother, that would make, from this movie, that's saying Scott's brother is at least 30 years older than him. At least 20. I'm just saying, joking around with 30, but his brother, that this movie would make Scott and his brother at least 20 years, 30 years apart. I don't get that. I really don't. This movie was just curveballing it for me. It really was. This movie was just curveballing. They couldn't stay on topic with anything. It's real disappointing. I don't really have much to say about it. I like the whole Magneto concept, though. I do like that. I like the whole entire Magneto concept. He portrayed a very, very, very distinct young man out for revenge, and his one goal was just to avenge his mother's death and just get back for everything that kind of just took place back with the Nazis, in the concentration camps. He really wanted to go deep into that. He had a motive, really. He had a motive to seek out and destroy. And his one goal, his whole life, he grew up on revenge, and we all know how that can, we've seen movies on how, distinctive goals can go. So I really like the whole Magneto concept. It was a real trigger. But other than that, the movie itself I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10. Legitimately, a decent 6 out of 10. I mean, there's not too many, hit points for me on this movie. It's really depressing to talk about because I was so amped. I didn't get into X-Men right away. I just watched the shows, but I've always, I kind of laid off on the X-Men comics. When I first started collecting when I was like real younger, and because there was so much, I didn't know what there's so much about X-Men. You don't know what to grab. You don't know if you want to grab this or you don't grab that. So I kind of laid off. I didn't really get into comics X-Men comics until later, like in junior high-ish, kind of high schoolish. And in between that time, I can't really remember, but from what I read in those times, X-Men has so much to give and offer. Some movies you just can't mess with, and this movie was a big disappointment. I think they should have stayed on the path of the first 3 X-Men that they had going. I really thought they should have just stayed on path with that. This was not a good idea for the Marvel. In this type of situation. I did appreciate the Hugh Jackman, Hugh Jackman's little small role that he had in there. That was pretty funny. It's probably the only thing they got accurate. But like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. This is my opinion on how I felt about it. You may have liked it. You have your points on that, I have mine. But overall, for me, it was probably a 6 out of 10. For probably. I was pushing 4 or 5, but 6 out of 10 overall. So that's this review on this movie take. I want to do a lot of movies. I want to just discuss a lot of movies for right now. So I'll probably put up a couple more videos on stuff I've seen and give my review on it. So this is just take 1. Alright.